Thank you very much. All right, good evening. Thank you for being here at our board meeting on July 23rd, 2025. We are glad you are here. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. Ms. Pahi, can we get a roll call to ascertain a quorum, please?
Certainly. Dr. Reyes?
Here.
Angel Rivera?
Here.
Gabriella Graham?
Here.
Harry Moore?
Here.
Linnell Pahi present.
Wonderful. We have all board members here. All right, we'll continue on with our agenda with the Pledge of Allegiance. Sam, if you would, give us a flag, please.
You betcha.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Okay. Excuse me. Following item 2 on our agenda, I would like to open it up for public comment regarding the current agenda. If you have any comment in the audience, we will promote you to the panel if you have any comments about our current agenda. Okay, I see none, hear none, no hands raised. Okay. All right, then. I would like to ask the board for approval of the current agenda.
So I just have one modification real quick. So we were going through policies earlier, and the tribal regalia policy, that is in number 6E, is only applicable to graduates. And since we no longer have graduates, I would like to remove that item from the agenda.
I will second that motion.
Perfect. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we will strike E from item 6 on the agenda. Any other comments about the current agenda? Okay. Was one other thing? Nope. Okay. We're going to talk about it, not that we were striking it. Okay, great. So we're removing that from the agenda. Everyone agreed. So we are at approval then with the one change. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda with the one change?
I will motion to approve the agenda as it stands minus the tribal regalia.
And I will second that.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm on my iPad. I can't see everybody at the same time. I'm not. All those in favor of the modification and the agenda, accepting the agenda as it is with the modification? Aye.
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 Perfect. Looks like the motion passes. So moving on to action items. Right?
Is that
Am I wrong?
is that
The
approval of
approval of the minutes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Approval of the minutes.
I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes for 6/20/25, which I was present, and I will abstain from 6/30 of 25. Member Graham.
I would also like to note that the meeting minutes for June the 26th are not posted yet, but we'll post them on the August meeting.
Perfect.
Oh, Kelly has just raised her hand. Is it okay if I bring her to the panel? She's got a question quick.
Sure, I don't see why not. Maybe it's a point of order. Hi, Kelly. Thank you.
I just wanted a point of clarification, on the votes for the minutes. It is appropriate for everybody to vote, even if they were not present at the meeting, because the assumption is that everybody's reviewing the minutes. And so, a lot of times if you end up with less than a quorum, you could end up with a vote that'd have to be tabled. So the OMA doesn't contemplate that. And so I'm advising boards to go ahead and let all members vote instead of abstaining at meetings that they weren't present. So sorry to jump in. I just wanted to.
No, we're happy. Actually, I just got a text message from a board member. Kelly is going to be our coach for appropriateness at our board meeting. She's going to teach us our responsibilities and along with Sam, and they're going to keep us in order and in compliance with board duties and responsibilities.
Perfect.
And there's,
Welcome.
yeah,
Thank
and there's
you.
an agenda item for that later in the meeting.
Yeah,
okay.
there's an agenda item, but
Just
Kelly,
a
I'm so
strange
glad.
talking head here, right?
Yeah, right. But I'm so glad that you asked to make that point of clarification. I figured, okay, perfect. So in the future, we will all vote on the minutes because we would have had a chance to review them. Okay, thank you, Kelly. Do you want to stay there in case we need assistance? You're welcome on our panel.
If that's okay, I promise I won't disrupt the meeting too much.
Only to help us do better. Thank you. Okay, so approval of minutes. We had a motion and a second.
Did we have a second?
Did we have a second? I thought,
Okay, I'll
Gabby.
second the approval of the 6:20 minutes and the 6:30 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll. Dr. Reyes,
yes, I approve.
Angel Rivera,
Yes.
Terry Moore,
Yes.
Gabriella Graham,
Yes.
Linnell Potty, yes.
Thank you very much. All right, so item 5 on our agenda is public comments. In the past, we had public comments at the bottom, but we've moved public comment to item number 5. Anything not on the agenda, you will have 3 minutes to make a public comment. Please raise your hand so that we can move you to the panel so that you can make that public comment. The board will not respond to your comments. And so please raise your hand if you would like to be recognized on the panel. Okay, I don't see anyone. All right, thank you very much, attendees. We appreciate you being here. Okay, so now we'll move to governing council business. And this is an action item we need to vote on. We'd like to vote members onto the subcommittees and approve potential new board members.
Hang on.
So the first item.
Before we get
Go
there,
ahead.
we have to do the vice chair.
Yep.
So we had to, there's a little bit of a terminology difference for how we were structured before with co-chairs and what's actually required from our understanding. So we'll need an actual chair and then a vice chair and then a secretary. So secretary is already done. Christine and I have had a lot of conversations about chair versus co-chair, chair versus vice chair, different terminology, and what that's going to look like. And so Christine has opted, since she does work with the PED regularly in her normal job, she would like to be the vice chair, and then I will assume chair responsibility. But since vice chair was the only one on the agenda today, that's the only one we can vote on, and then we can vote on the official chair in August. So I would just like to make a motion that Dr. Reyes becomes the vice chair for our board.
I will second that. And then we'll take a vote. Does Christine get a vote as well? Sorry.
Think so.
Well, I'll start with
Uh,
Angel Rivera.
I vote the title changed.
Terry
I'll
Moore
say, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
and Gabriella Graham.
Yes.
Linnell Packard, yes.
Okay, all right.
It's just a title change. Mostly.
But you forget
Finance,
somebody. You forgot somebody.
Do-
Well,
It's
who
okay.
did,
I also vote yes.
did we forget you? Oh, sorry, Angel.
I think
No.
I was just talking when she was doing roll call,
Yeah,
and so I
I
think it got
did.
mixed up.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's all good.
Sorry, Angel Rivera.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
No.
Excuse me.
I think you forgot, who did you forget?
That's everybody.
You forgot Mr. Moore? Did he vote?
Yeah.
Oh,
voted.
okay. Okay, I didn't hear. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
We follow most rules. So I had, Angel had been working with the finance committee on audit, previews. Even though I was assigned, to the finance committee last year, I gave that role up to her, but we need to vote on, finance committee and audit committee membership reviews. Should we wait till we have more board members, or should we go ahead and,
I would say yes.
Yeah, we can table it, but I'll just add, I'll add one point of clarification. So I used to be the parent member for the audit committee, and since assuming the board role, I've moved into the board seat for the audit committee. So we're gonna have to solicit another parent volunteer to be on the audit committee. So if there are any parents here who would want to be part of the audit committee, please feel free to get hold of the board. Otherwise, we're also going to announce it at our PTO meeting and potentially just some face-to-face talks that we've got scheduled with some people. Sam, what you got?
I just wanted to make sure because I think, and I know Josh is here, and so maybe he can clarify, has the audit already started and have we talked about, like, have members been reported? Okay, and so we're just really missing a community member, is that, or a parent?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to
Yeah,
make
they
sure.
had the first, I think, meeting for results. I think it's this Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
right? So the audits happen, the, review, the public review is Friday.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
If, since that's under the for action, I'll vote to table that until next meeting when we have a potential parent volunteer to add to the audit committee.
Okay, I will second. Linnell, let's go ahead and get a roll call just so that we are all in agreement or not.
Okay, Dr. Reyes,
Yes.
Angel Rivera,
Yes.
Terry Moore,
Yes.
Gabriella Graham,
Yes.
Linnell Packard, yes.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I lost my place. We do have two new potential board members. We should have all received their letters of request and their resumes. So we'd like to invite Miss Bustamante onto the panel to tell us why she would like to join the board. And we can ask her any questions.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, hello to everyone. I am actually Violeta Paxton. As of June 21st, I married. So I went from Bustamante to Paxton. And you asked why my interest in becoming a board member. Well, I've been in education for the last 16 years. I love education. I am passionate about supporting, our students and our families, and being in a governing council as a member would just broaden my knowledge, which I feel would make me a better, as an administrator. Currently, I'm a dean of students. It just makes me a better rounded individual. I feel that I can bring in, some knowledge, things that I've learned that can be helpful. And so I'm just looking at this as a potential to help Explore Academy, and also to benefit me, as I mentioned, with broadening my knowledge of, the different aspects of education.
In your role as the Dean of Students, what are your main responsibilities? It's a charter school, correct?
It's a charter school, yes. And similar to Explore Academy, we're a smaller setting. I wear, several hats, just like many of us. So my main role is to run the school day, from staff in covering classrooms to curriculum, working with my teachers. Um, doing all the aspects of an administrator, from walkthroughs to observations to feedback, working with our students in schedule changes, speaking to them when they have issues, working with the front office, making sure that they feel supported and that things are being taken care of. And pretty much that fills my day. I do work with my director, and we collaboratively make decisions that, affect the school, our master schedule, and I'm sure that there's that I'm missing some things. There's just so much. We're working with providing data to the state of New Mexico, the reports that are requested. And so those are some of my primary roles.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
So I have a
So,
question.
yep, go ahead,
Sorry.
Angel.
Okay. So being on a board, a lot of us have kind of very specific niches of things that we are really great at or things we're really passionate about. Where do you see yourself fitting in a board? Are you more on the finance side, more on the educational side? I know that's your background and what you do day to day. Is it like project-based learning like our school is, or some other thing that I didn't mention?
Well, I feel that definitely education. I'm a champion of students. That is what our business is. I see it as we are there to truly support students in their academic goals, and obviously, it's graduation. And that's where, my strength is. Besides having my master's in secondary education, I do have a bachelor's in business management. So I bring in a lot of my business knowledge. I've been self-employed, and I've been able to practice as a business manager in an office, healthcare related. So I blend in my knowledge, to bring in changes as we're streamlining certain things and procedures, at my school. I bring in that knowledge, but definitely it's all about the student, the curriculum, and what we're doing to help them meet their graduation goal, or preparation for whatever they want to do after graduation.
Awesome. And then I personally am just hopeful that you have a Rolodex of people and contacts that may also help our school as we, kind of get back on our feet and move forward. So
Yes, I do. I do have,
perfect.
some other, peers in education, and then, in business as well.
Awesome.
And just to clarify, the board is an advisory. The day-to-day operations of the school, we are pretty much not involved with. We can volunteer to like stock the library, but we do not make decisions about curriculum, and we do advise about other aspects of the whole organization, just to
Okay.
be sure. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else have questions? Well, Ms. Paxton, congratulations on your recent marriage, and we're going to move you back to the attendees. Thank you for your time. We have one more person to move to the panel to who's joining the board. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
One second. It's misbehaving.
Webinars are super great. They've become my tippy top
Shift.
favorite thing.
I think I did the thing, and now we're gonna do the other thing, and we'll be in motion.
Hi, Mr. Gomez.
Good evening.
Welcome to the
Dr. Arias.
panel.
Thank you, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Good
Excellent.
to see everybody.
It's great to see you. So tell us why you would like to join the board of the Explorer Academy Las Cruces.
Well, as some of you already know, I was a previous administrator for Explore Academy, and the passion and the commitment of the staff and teachers and students and families that are currently there, they go above and beyond. And so it made my life easier. And so just knowing what I know in terms of what Explorer Academy has gone through lately, I feel I can contribute in ways that will continue to support and grow the Explore Academy and assist the community to really understand what truly happens on a day-to-day on the campus. So kids have been my life for 29 years, and they continue to be a priority. And they have a good set of standards and benchmarks, and I just want to see Explore Academy succeed and grow.
Thank you very much. Does anybody on the panel have a question for Mr. Gomez?
I always have questions. So one question. So given your previous role as the elementary principal at Explore, how do you feel about taking the step to the next level to become more strategy rather than the tactical on the ground? Is that something you're willing to do, to take that step back and let Alexis handle all of the operational things, because that's not really our role as a board, and do all of the kind of umbrella strategy?
That's when I looked into potential board position or asking to be part of the board, I knew that we were policy makers in essence, right? And so I have full faith in the team that's there. So it's really now how can I come in and support. So to answer your question, yes, I will. Not that I have to, but I am able to take that step back and let the school flow as it needs to. Obviously, we are a sounding board for Alexis and the team. So whatever she and the board need from me, I'm willing to put that foot forward and support as needed. So yes, yes, to answer your
It's
question.
just a different viewpoint. So I just wanted to just like Dr. Reyes did earlier, make it clear. And I also hope you will bring your very large Rolodex of POCs with you so that we can cover all of
Yes,
this.
no, this is what, since '05, so almost 20 years in the community. So well connected to coaching, businesses, obviously, people in the school system, Las Cruces Public Schools, the other charters. My current position in Alamogordo as well. So I feel I can bring that knowledge and expertise to the board, the board at Expo Las Cruces.
Perfect. Any other questions?
Anyone else have questions for Mr. Gomez? All right, Mr. Gomez, thank you so much for your time. We're going to move you back to the attendees section, or what's that called? Room. And there you go. Thank you.
So I think at this point, I mean, unless anybody has any other broader questions to discuss about candidates, I think adding 2 more people with lots of contacts and lots of educational experience directly with our school and with charter schools just in general is in the benefit of the board. So I would actually motion to accept Ray Gomez and Violeta Paxton as new board members.
I will second that motion as well.
Okay, we'll take a roll call, and this is, do I do them individually or can I do collectively? Together.
Kelly.
I think we'll do them
You
separately.
can do it collectively. It's under one motion.
Okay.
Okay, one
Okay.
motion. Thank you.
Okay, one motion then, for both. Angel Rivera,
Yes.
Terry Moore,
Yes.
Gabriella Graham,
Yes.
Dr. Reyes,
Yes.
Linnell Packey, yes. Motion passes.
All right. Welcome, new board members. We will put your feet to the fire by next meeting, so just get ready. All right, so we have a couple of policies. Are we voting on them? Yes, we have to vote on them. So there's medication policy that each school has to provide. And so if you've had a chance to review the medication policy, it basically go ahead, Angel.
Jasmine, the school nurse, is here if you want her to brief the
that's
policy.
right.
You
She
don't
was
have
going to tell us. That's right. Can we bring Jasmine in?
I want to give it a shot, but
yeah,
she might be better versed.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, welcome.
Okay, so what I've asked of the board is, so in the schools for New Mexico, we cannot give over-the-counter medications unless we have a provider's order. But if the board what am I trying to say? If we have a policy from the board that states we can use standing orders that the state of New Mexico provides to school nurses, then we can do it that way, where we use that standing order and then parents don't have to seek a provider order on their own. So that provider order that the state provides will suffice. So we just need parent approval and parents to provide the medications to the school so that their children can get medication at school. So we still are following a provider order. We just don't need their specific provider, their individual provider, because the state does supply school nurses with standing orders, but a board has to have a policy in place for the school, for me to be able to do that without it going against my license. So that's what I've asked of the board, so that, students that need, might have a headache, a sore throat, something, they can get treatment at school as long as their parents have already signed that, provided us the medication, instead of going home or parents having to come interrupt their day to give their child medication so they can stay at school as well. So.
And Nurse White, just to clarify, it must be in its original container.
Correct. Yes.
Correct?
Original,
Okay.
unsealed. Yes. And then
Sealed, yeah.
And also I saw a draft of the policy, and if it's possible, I'd also like to make sure we state on there that they cannot carry it on their person or in their backpack. It has to be in the health office.
Right.
I thought we added, did we add that? That it must
I
stay
think
with
it's on here.
parents,
Yeah, all
guardian must
medication
submit
will
form
be
must be.
stored securely in the designated school
Yes,
area.
okay,
That's fine. And just
perfect.
For general awareness, we did have Dustin go over this and make sure that everything is good under New Mexico law for all of the things.
Yeah.
Um,
Dustin is Mr. Sparks, our attorney. We
yes.
did have,
Thank
it's
you.
okay. We did have him go over it to make sure that we were following legal patterns. But it does state all of your requests on it, and we're happy to consider it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And I think the only other thing that I noticed in the form, and Jasmine, I'm not sure if you've seen this or not yet, but there's one section in here that says insert link. So before the policy itself is actually published, we'll just need to add the link there for the medication authorization form.
Okay, yes.
It's just not anywhere yet because we don't have the policy yet. So
Exactly.
prior to publishing, we'll just have to make sure that piece gets in there.
Okay.
And they used to do that at the very beginning when Explore Academy started. The admin assistant that was there with Karen Cassidy, she was the one that would administer under those same type of regulations and stuff. So
Yeah, currently I can administer, but again, it has to just be their provider order and
Correct.
kind of, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
It can be a barrier for some parents. So.
Right.
And I know we don't
But
have a ton of students at this point, but just to ask the question, you have plenty of room to store medication for when kids bring them in, right? In their own little boxes or however you're going to do it.
Yes. Yes, I do. And we have locking cabinets for it as well. So
Perfect.
very good.
Good. All right, so I need a motion to approve the over-the-counter medication procedures and policy.
So I will motion.
I will.
Oh,
Oh.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll motion to approve the over-the-counter medication policy.
Member Graham, I will second that motion.
All right, all in favor, raise your hand for the camera.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Nurse White. We really appreciate you taking care of our kids at the campus.
thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, the next item was the wireless communication devices policy. The state of New Mexico required that all schools draft a policy. We also had our attorney review the policy and make comment adjustments. And so this policy now is 3 pages for parents to understand the wireless device policy at the school.
And I did ask Miss Black if she wouldn't mind giving us a high-level overview of it, just for the webinar.
All right. So Explore Academy already has a pretty strict cell phone policy, as in there's no cell phones allowed during class. The biggest change, I think, for this is that now we have kind of like a statute behind it. And that it will no longer be allowed, like once you set on campus. Once you are on campus, that phone is away. It is away all day. It's away at lunch. Unless, of course, you have some sort of medical issue that requires you to use a device. That, of course, is an exception. But really, just kind of like keeping the cell phone away so that kids can pay attention in class, and so that we don't have kind of those instances of bullying that we end up with at lunch, of people recording and posting things on Instagram and stuff like that. The one thing I will say in this policy that Mr. Zapata and I have talked about, as far as that might be different, is that we don't want teachers to actually pick up the phone. We don't want them to be responsible for that. So if a phone does have to get picked up, they will call an administrator to come and get it. And we are also looking at getting a couple of either the Yonder pouches or the new case locking plastic cases, so that if we do have a student who's just really struggling, like, here's your phone locked up, you can come see us at the end of the day to get that unlocked. And I think once a couple of kids get their phones locked, word will get out really quickly that we're serious about it. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I see smartwatches on here. Is that typical for middle schoolers to wear smartwatches?
There are some, but not really a lot. But I see Sam has her hand up.
So it's technically what the pet is asking for is it's like wireless communication devices, and they define what those are. And there's a laundry list to include smartwatches.
It also includes the AI glasses and let me think, the e-reading also as well.
Mm-hmm. So just for clarification.
Okay, so do we need to make a change to the policy then to talk about teachers not getting devices and then administrators coming to pick it up before we vote on this? Or does it have to be voted on today and we can just make a motion with the caveat that we will amend that one sentence or add one sentence?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So we can make the motion to add the description from the administrators. Okay, perfect.
Okay. Anybody have any questions on the policy? Okay. All right, I will make the motion then to approve the use of wireless communication devices in school policy with the addition or the change, I guess, of teachers will not be the one collecting devices, an administrator will come collect the device instead.
I'll second that motion.
Anil?
Okay, we'll take a vote. Angel Rivera,
Yes.
Terry Moore,
Yes.
Gabriella Graff,
Yes.
Dr. Reyes,
Yes.
Linnell Packey, yes, motion passes.
Okay. And then the tribal regalia one was removed. So Sam, over to you then for the Open Meetings Act resolution. review.
Sure. Hi, everyone. So it is that special time of year where you get to approve your annual notice or your resolution for Open Meetings Act. And so what this is, you approve it every year, but it explicitly states the time and day or recurrence of your meeting so that you can post your agenda within 72 hours. And so there's also additional language that's been included in here to include the law that was passed last year for webcasting and live streaming, to just make sure that we're covering all that and, following all the laws. And then I've gone ahead and updated your, website because you have a new one. But unless, you decide otherwise today, your meeting is the second Wednesday of every month at 6 p.m. Any questions on your OMA resolution? And then once this is approved, I'll send it to Dr. Well, I guess to Angel now because nope,
I'll still do it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll send
think-
it to you for this time, and then
Okay.
it'll get uploaded to your website, so it's made available to the public.
Right.
Okay.
Any questions?
Second Wednesday still good?
Yes.
Mhm.
Good, because I moved every other meeting in my life from that day. All right, perfect. So it is an action item, so we need a vote on the resolution, right?
Please.
Yeah. It's part of our requirement, but we still have to vote on it because
Mhm.
of the change.
Well, and they want you to update it every year.
Right, okay. All right.
Okay. You want a motion
Any-
for that one?
Yeah, who wants to motion that one?
I will make a motion to accept the Open Meetings Act resolution for fiscal year 2025-2026.
I will second that motion. And we'll do a roll call. Angel Rivera,
Yes.
Terry Moore,
Yes.
Gabriella Graham,
Yes.
Dr. Reyes,
Yes.
Leon Pahi, yes, motion passed.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you very much. All right. So now we have the bylaws with amendments in them to vote on.
All right, Sam, you want to do the bylaws real quick?
Sure. And so it's not your full bylaws, just to be clear. It is a back maybe 6 months, I want to say 6 to 9 months ago, the PEC or your authorizer, the Public Education Commission, asked that all schools adopt a clause in their bylaws to basically like outlining what will happen if membership falls below 3 members, or if everyone decides that they're quitting the board today and you have no members. And so this actually happened in real life. And so now they want schools to have a policy for who's going to appoint members when you fall below membership requirements. And so if your board, I think everyone's read it, but just in case, my understanding is that if you have 3 members, board members will look to appoint those other members. And if you have no members, then Alexis, you will be finding board members.
One more thing to do, Alexis. Put
Thing to
that on the
do, but
list.
seems like you have a very supportive board and you have 2 more members, so hopefully that's not going to happen. But now there's language for what happens if it does.
Great. So you all had a chance to read the amendment and you agree. If you agree with it, I need a motion to vote on that amendment or to accept the amendment.
I'll make a motion. Go ahead, Lena.
I will make the motion to approve the bylaw amendment requested by the PEC for the 2025-26 school year.
And I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
I
Aye.
And this is where later I'll ask Kelly, like, when do you have to have a roll call and when do you just raise your hand to vote? So, all right. And then part H is Charter Schools of New Mexico membership. Well, Kelly or Sam, would you like to tell the board what that membership is and how it benefits the school to be a part of the membership?
Sam, I guess I'm as the duly noted representative of Public Charter Schools of New Mexico.
You're it.
But when we drill down into kind of the work that you and I are going to be looking at, then we'll kind of tag team a little bit. Hi, everybody. Again, my name is Kelly Callahan, and I am a contractor who works for Public Charter Schools of New Mexico. I'm a former head administrator, so I've walked in Alexis's shoes for a long time. And I also was the general manager at the Charter Schools Division. So I worked in the charter school PED office and as the PEC staff. And I am a board member on a high school in Albuquerque, a charter school. And I currently do governing board training for Public Charter Schools of New Mexico. So let's just say I've been around the block for a while. This is my 40th year in education, and I've been involved in charter schools for over 20 years. So Public Charter Schools of New Mexico is an advocacy membership organization, and they've been in place since 2002. So actually, since charter schools have been kind of not the first charter schools, but when the movement started to grow. And so this is an organization that is not sanctioned by the PED. It's not sanctioned by any of the school districts. This is purely a membership organization, and the members of PCS&M get the benefits of the work of the staff at Public Charter Schools of New Mexico. And their 3 tags are educate, empower, and advocate. And so if you break that apart, the education part, that's the arm that I spend the most time in, because it involves a lot of the training. It involves the support of head administrators at through various programs and trainings, and just being able to provide a place where schools can go when they need to have questions answered. For example, if there's something that comes down from the public education department or from the PEC that, you know, we don't really know all the answers, PCS&M is a great place to start to find answers. So that's the work that they do in education. In advocacy, the Public Charter Schools of New Mexico has a huge presence at the legislative session. So bills that are either damaging or supporting to charter schools, Public Charter Schools of New Mexico will be speaking for the charter schools across the state. And there's a lot of things that have been waylaid because of Public Charter Schools of New Mexico, and a lot of things that have been added, for example, facilities funding that was non-existent a few years ago. So Public Charter Schools of New Mexico, the advocacy part is really important. They also have a presence at the PEC. We also have a presence at PED events. We sit in on the superintendent calls. We sit, so charter schools are at the table, and PCS&M leads that work. And so that's a big part of what your membership dues helps pay for, is that advocacy. And then empowering is the idea is raising all charter schools, having the highest quality charter schools really says a lot about the landscape. Education in New Mexico is a challenge. We all know that. And charter schools really are at the forefront of performing as high as any schools in the state. In fact, the top 10 high schools, 4 or 5 of them are charter schools. And so it is a big plus to have an organization that is backing that charter school movement, and empowering leaders and boards and parents and communities to be able to speak out on behalf of charter schools. So PCS&M helps leverage all of those stakeholders and brings them to the legislature or to the PEC or to the PED events that are going on, so that voices are heard. Teachers and all educators that are involved in charter schools. It's an important way to get your voice heard. So PCS&M, is maybe somebody behind the scenes a little bit, but they are absolutely creating a strong foundation for charter schools in the state of New Mexico, and have already, in the 20 plus years that they've been in place, made incredible changes that have helped charter schools and the charter school movement throughout the years. And so this is very quick and dirty, but their website is pcsnm.org. and there's you know, all of their programming is on there, and we just are really proud to have as many members as we have. And you know, and I don't know the exact number. I'm not a staff member. I'm a contractor, but I was a staff member at PCS&M, so I'm sort of a ad hoc staff member to the organization. But it's well over 75% of the charter schools are members, and so we are very grateful that you all have decided to become a part of this organization, and we will do our best to provide the services and the advocacy that your kids deserve, your staff deserves, and your families deserve. So any questions just on that really quick and brief overview, high-level overview?
I don't have a question, but I just want to say thank you for stepping in to help us. We really appreciate it, and any help we can get Alexis, sign us up. So,
and perfect segue, Angel, thank you. So one of the things that we talked about yesterday is, you know, exactly that. What can we do to support the school? And Sam is in a really unique position because she's already contracted with the school, and so you have a built-in person to kind of guide you during these board meetings. And I think yesterday, Sam, I think we decided that we would kind of, you know, do some, you know, collaborating about the support that this governing council needs. And my role will be specifically to mentor Alexis in leadership. So one of the other programs that PCS&M has through the charter school program grant, which is a federal grant, and it provides technical assistance and support to our schools. And one of the things that we're doing is mentoring new leaders that have come into the charter school. As a person who has sat in Alexis's chair, a charter school leader is probably the most unique position in education in the state. And I'm not exaggerating on that. And she can tell you that the fire hose is on high. And so it's, you know, the equivalent, a head administrator is the equivalent of a superintendent of a small school district. They have the same kinds of responsibilities, but they don't have the same staffing. You know, even a small school district that, you know, there's some school districts that have less than 50 kids. They have a department for special education and the business office and you know, federal programs and everything. So you know, it's a very different role. And you have to utilize your support and resources. So one of the things that we try to do is mentor new leaders. And in our conversation yesterday, I said that I would be willing to be a mentor. My mentee that I've been with a couple of years graduated, so she's now full-fledged charter school leader and can control the fire hose a little better. And so I'm gonna work with Alexis. That program is starting, you know, I'm thinking end of August, early September, you know, but we wanted to get things rolling just to help in the transition. So Sam and I'm hoping that, you know, the other thing that we provide is what we call mentoring and coaching of governing boards. And so there actually is a coach. So Sam is also a board trainer. And so Sam, I'm going to let you kind of just sort of fill in, you know, what your role is going to be and how you and I are going to work and collaborate to support both the board and Alexis.
Well, I have been supporting the school since they hired me on June 30th. And so I do provide training with Dan Hill. And so we do a different model, and that is in-person training. We don't have it embedded into the meetings. And so that is something that is in my contract that we're happy to provide. If there's, you know, a world in which you're like, you know, I really want to have it embedded in meetings. That's something that Kelly can do. And then there are other trainings that are not for credit that I can provide to you in terms of, board functionality and any other training. A lot of the things we've been talking about, like meeting efficiency and just, things that we can work on together. So that's really to the board's discretion. In terms of collaborating with Kelly, Kelly's the master, so I'm going to learn from her. But I think we can collaborate on a lot of different components, especially, like when we were in our meeting, we were talking about, well, there's the head administrator evaluation, right? And so working with Alexis to develop goals. That's something that Alexis would do with her mentor, Kelly. And then how you translate those goals into something measurable that you're going to then evaluate your head administrator on. That's something that I can help. Kelly can also help, and so there's a lot of interconnectedness in terms of the support that is, or the wraparound supports really that can be provided. I hope that answers the question.
And just to add a little bit to that, and so one of the things is that you already have a contract with Sam, and so to actually do an additional contract for the GC training. So I think the way you guys, the course that you're doing is you already have kind of, I would call Sam a coach, and however you guys configure that. To do a whole separate contract for the training, and that may be a future step now that you guys are members. But I think because of the work that I'm going to be doing with Alexis, I see Sam and I overlapping quite a bit. And so, I'm not going to be like at every meeting, but Sam is contracted to be at your meetings. If there is anything that comes up that a question that is, I'm happy to field any calls or emails. And I just wanted to clarify that the coaching is another contract, and we don't want you guys to have to do extra funds when you're trying to regain the robustness that you need to be a full-fledged and successful school financially. So, but the mentoring is free. That's something that the CSP grant, and because that's part of my work, it definitely has a natural overlap, and I will be in communication with Sam. I actually work with Sam's school of the board she's the president of, and so we'll, however this gets put into the soup, we'll figure it out so it tastes good, and that you guys can get exactly what you need. And then if there's something that that we need to change, or we can figure that out. That's, I think we'll just kind of start with the mentoring and then working with Sam, and then creating anything that we need to create. Because I'm also happy to do some trainings that, if there's something around the head administrator that we could just put in and make it part of the mentoring, we'd figure it out. I'm not. I want it to be good. I want you guys to get the best that you can possibly get to create this new school, new world that you guys are in, and most importantly, to have stability for your kids. And so I'm willing to help in any way possible. So does that make sense to everybody? Kind of where we're, so I'm not going to be at every meeting, but I will be with Alexis, and I can be at a meeting anytime. There's a need. And so we'll probably talk about that head administrator evaluation. Maybe Sam and I can offline, do, because I'm also going to do some work with her on her evaluation for her school. So we'll just kind of put it all together and figure it out. So if that works for you, Sam, it's something that we can do here in the next month or so.
No, that's perfect. That's excellent.
Any other questions about PCS&M, about the work that we do? We just can't tell you how happy we are that you guys are part of our community, and there's strength in numbers. There truly is, And I think having the backing of a large organization like PCSNM is going to be really helpful for you all in all those areas. You know, educate, advocate, empower, all of them I think will become helpful, especially as you're going into renewal. And so that's going to be helpful to have that backing as well.
I just want to say thank you and then echo my sentiment from the board members earlier. Please be sure to bring your Rolodex with you because we would like all of the contacts for all of the things or any help in direction.
The Rolodex is in here.
Perfect.
Thank you, Kelly. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Okay. Any questions at all about us joining the PCSNM consortium? Oh, it's a great benefit to Ms. Black. Well, and to the rest of us, but especially to Ms. Black. Okay. So can we bring Josh into the meeting for the bars? There was no finance committee report because we're in the new fiscal year. So we will have one next month.
I moved, oh, here he comes.
Oh, there he is. Sometimes it takes a minute to get the invite.
Took me long enough, sorry.
Hi, Josh. Thanks for being here.
Hello. Yeah, no problem, no problem. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Better.
Good. Good. I just have a couple of items to share with you all. One being a bar, so we can get this year rolling. The school received, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So the school received a mini grant from the NMPD Comprehensive Literacy State Development. It has to do with the Panorama Student Success Program. And in that grant, they have to pay for the professional development, so training, as well as pay for the software for that grant, but it's completely reimbursable and it's for the school to use and pay for and get trained by September 30th of this year. So we have to pretty much act fast, approve this bar, get the invoices in, and then start training so we can submit reimbursement by September 30th and get completely reimbursed for the program. This is that bar. It's an initial budget bar because it wasn't part of the initial budget for this year. It is for $12,894.96, $9,894.96 is for the materials, so the software, and $3,000 is for the training, aka professional development.
Josh, in the bar, does it say how many teachers or it's based on how much the program costs, right?
Yes, the way that the grant was written, it doesn't exactly specify how many teachers or how much the software will cover for the teachers. They
Okay.
have reached out, so I assume that they will let the school know. But yeah, we don't have to initiate the amount of teachers that will be using it unless it has to do with salaries of any sort.
Got it. Okay.
And I would just say too, in the grant, when I was applying for it, it did ask for student count. And so I think the cost of software was based on student count, maybe per user type, which doesn't answer the professional development, but the other cost question.
Okay. Do we approve them individually?
Yes, there's only one. So you would just
okay.
approve.
Sorry, I saw.
If you
staff
wanted to, of
support.
course.
Oh,
but
it's
yeah, just
broken up
approve it.
into. Sorry, I saw 9,000 and then 3,000. Sorry, I'm on my iPad. I'm not. I did see it on my computer. All
Here,
right,
I'll scroll down for you.
Yeah,
There
no,
you go.
we're
It's the
good.
total there.
Okay. I make a motion that we approve this bar for training and support.
Yeah, I'll second that. And it's for bar 581.
Yeah, 581-00-2526-001-IB.
Oh, we gotta say the whole thing. Okay, yes, that one.
Yeah, that whole thing, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Ms. Pahey, can we get a roll call on this since it involves money?
Sure. Angel Rivera,
Yes.
Terry Moore,
Yes.
Dr. Reyes,
Yes.
Gabriella Graham,
Yes.
Linnell Pahey, yes.
All right, Josh, you had an easy job today.
Perfect. Yeah, that's why I like it. Well, it'll be doubled up come August, so
Yes,
it'll make
that's
up for
why
it then.
that's why I'm saying easy today. Thank you
Easy
so
today.
much for what you do for the school. We appreciate your time.
Thank you all. Thank you all for having me.
Thanks, Josh.
Okay, I lost my place. Okay. We need to vote on the procurement card policies. So
I can give you a quick overview.
okay,
Of
I was gonna do
policies.
it, but you go ahead.
I got you. Don't worry.
I'm trying to get there's my panel.
All right, so we worked with Josh a lot over the last couple weeks as we have tried to pull back some of our funding and make sure that we are in control of our own dollars. We have run into some challenges, I'll say, on getting small things here and there that would be very easy to do with just a P card. Unfortunately, the school did not have a P card of any kind. And so we've been trying to put a policy in place that will allow Ms. Black or, whoever the other designees are to go out and, purchase a couple household things from Lowe's or some school supplies at Walmart or whatever that looks like. And so we had the legal counsel review this one too, this policy. And so effectively you have to go through the regular purchase order process. So you have an approved purchase order. You can't spend more than $5,000 per month. If you do need to spend more than $1,000 in a single purchase, you have to get permission from the board treasurer to do that, to make sure there's enough funds there. And then we put a lot of parameters in place around it because we know P cards can be real tricky. I've got one for my regular job for the military, and we want to keep all of our T's crosses, I's dotted, make sure we stay out of any type of financial trouble. And so they have to make sure that all of their receipts are itemized. They can't just present statements. So if you go to Lowe's, you need the whole receipt, not just something saying that you went to Lowe's and spent $200 kind of thing. And then all receipts have to be submitted to the office manager, which at this point is Sabrina, within 5 calendar days of the purchase. If they don't do that, they revoke the privileges for the P card. They can only be used for office and instructional supplies, materials or equipment related directly to the school operations, or approved monthly software subscriptions or renewals. There's an extra list of things where you absolutely cannot use it for. Under no circumstance can you use it for these things unless you have board approval, like for an emergency, etc. Or like the food and beverage one on here, like if Miss Black wants to do something, she just has to get board approval to do that. But typically food and beverages are off limits. And then they have to go through the finalizing the end part of the purchase order process for the reimbursement for the card, etc. If there is anything that gets purchased that does not have prior approval, the card holder will be required to reimburse the school within 3 business days of their own personal funds, to make sure that we keep that very tight, that nobody's accidentally pulling it out at the gas station, etc. We did talk to Miss Black about potentially keeping them like in the safe at the school so nobody accidentally uses it for any reason, because I've been there. Accidental use of the card happens, but we want to try and mitigate that as much as possible. So we did try and make sure we have a lot of parameters around this to keep it very, very secure. And then those purchases, I don't know if Josh will do it or if Sabrina will do it. We'll just need a monthly rundown of what those look like at each of the board meetings. So That was kind of policy in a nutshell. Any questions?
The other way to keep, it's an auditable, it can get audited when you have P cards because they can be used or misused, sometimes accidentally. And so we actually will have a separate bank account for the P card, and only a set amount of money will be in there. So then they cannot overdraft it. It cannot be used for a whole list of things. And that way we are not looking at getting audited for a P card having spent $100,000. It will be really small amounts and that will be monitored closely. So what we need is approval for this to get the P card issued. Any questions? Linnell, please. Oh, no
No,
questions?
I have no questions today, no.
Okay, so I need a
Sounds great. I
motion
read
to
it,
accept
yes.
the
I
P
will
card.
motion-
Go
I
for
will
it.
motion to approve the procurement card policy in bar as written in bar 5810025260001.
It's actually underneath the bar.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
the bar was the last thing.
It's not part of the bar.
Oh, it's not part of the bar. I'm sorry. I read that. Thank
It's
you.
item C, sorry.
I'm sorry. It was written on my apologies. Again, I motion to approve the procurement card policy as written.
Can I
I
get
will-
a second?
I will second that.
Okay, thank you, Member Cram.
And
All
we'll
right.
vote. Okay, Angel Rivera,
Yes.
Terry Moore,
Yes.
Dr. Reyes,
Yes,
Gabriella Graham,
Yes.
Linnell Packey, yes. Motion passes.
Awesome. And then just a point of, I guess, follow on for that. Once all of this gets submitted to the bank and they do send out the credit cards for use, that'll probably take about 2 or 3 weeks. So we're certainly not going to get them in time for school to start. But we do have a path forward for once school gets going, we'll be able to do those purchases as we need.
yep, okay. All right, so that covers all of our actionable items. The next item on the agenda is board comments. Any comments about any part of the meeting or future items for agenda?
So I just want to say real quick, a big thank you to Miss Black for all of her work that she's put in over the last month. Not even a month. It's been insane, and we know that you're about up to here, maybe. But we really do appreciate everything that you've done and putting all of the things back together as they need to be, so we can start the school year out next week.
Next week. And you will have buses, so yes,
Yeah.
that you will have buses
And lunches.
and lunches. Yeah.
That's all.
Or any board comment, other board comments?
And I'd just like to say thank you to you, Christine, and to Angel for also putting in a lot of time and effort in getting the school back in order.
You got it.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to serve. Most days. Just kidding. And I want to thank Sam and Kelly for their guidance. And whenever we needed a person to call or had an issue, they were willing to help us out. And Sam started like first day. She started before her contract started. So we really appreciate all of the people who have been supporting the school and want the best for the school. And we appreciate everyone's input. And especially Mrs. Black, who's really, and the staff. The staff has gone above and beyond. One day there were 20 cars there because things needed to be moved and people just showed up. And so we are so appreciative of the time, energy, and effort that the staff has put in because they believe in the school just like we do. And so we're super, super excited about the changes we've made and are making. Our website is up and running. If you haven't seen it, it's really cool. And so we will continue to try to engage people through that. And so our next item on the agenda is comments from our head administrator.
It still just sounds so weird.
That's you.
Oh my goodness. So thank you guys. Excited to be here. Yeah, we started with teachers today. We had a really good day. I had the teachers really think about kind of, this is our opportunity to really make this school our own. And so what sort of, like, I don't want to say norms, but maybe expectations. If I walk into your classroom, depending on your grade band, what sort of things would I see the teachers doing? What sort of things would anybody see the students doing? And kind of just laying that out. So I'm super excited at the things that they came up with. We're off to a really good start. Basically, the next 2 days are like, we got a grant for Gizmos, which is a science and math interactive tool. So our STEM teachers and science and math teachers are going to get trained on that virtually. We have safety coming up, Mr. Zapata, Mr. Paper heading that up. And then it's just a lot of work time. So we started off with our new email addresses and we were all excited, woo, woo, right? We have had a couple of hiccups with that because Google moves very slowly. So if you emailed us and it bounced back, they're back up, hopefully for good, but definitely for the next 14 days. So if you did email us and it bounced back, please send us another email. Luckily I had given out my personal email way back at the beginning of July. So when people can't reach me through my work email, they go to my personal, which is perfectly fine. As far as facilities, teachers have moved in. We have occupied pretty much every single last inch of that building. There is not a spare space to be found. We did finally get all of the stuff moved from Del Rey. That was an interesting experience, as Angel can attest to. And so building 4 still has a lot of stuff in the cafeteria. So we're trying to get that moved. We do have a Connex scheduled to be delivered on Friday, which hopefully if they deliver it early enough in the day, we can really move some furniture in there and clear building 4 for lunch for the middle school. If not, we have a backup plan. And I've already talked to food services about that. Let's see here. And then we did hire a 2nd grade teacher. Did her paperwork yesterday. And I don't know if you guys remember, but when you interviewed me, you were like, what sort of things would you need help with? And HR was one of those things. And so Lord knows if we did our paperwork correctly, but we are a work in progress. So we got her paperwork done. She started with us today. We're working through the process. So we still need a K-5 special ed case manager, and we still need a custodian. So those are kind of where we're standing as far as staffing. But I'm super excited to start the year. We have open house for middle school on Friday. We've had flavor selections for both middle school and elementary. We're working on scheduling. We have open house for elementary next Monday. I mean, it's been literally one thing after another. We've had a lot of community events. We've had a lot of good turnout. So we did say goodbye to our high schoolers on Monday, and that was really sweet to see them and to see what schools they were going to, and they got to say goodbye. So that was really nice. So overall, I'm not gonna lie, it has been a lot, but I think we are off to a really good start. I want to do a couple of shout outs. Mr. Zapata has really been saving me sometimes. And then the office ladies, Sabrina, Bernice, Callie, Michelle, they have just been busting butts getting stuff done. Nick and Oscar as well. So really the team has come together to get us where we're at. And so it's not a single person job. It is 100% a team effort. And I appreciate all the work that they're doing. So that's my report. Thanks.
Sorry. Thank you so much. All right. So we had facility staffing. All right. That concludes our meeting for tonight. Our next scheduled meeting will be Wednesday, August 20th at 6 p.m. via this Zoom link. Go ahead, Angel.
So didn't we say our meeting was going to be the 2nd Wednesday?
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's the 2nd Wednesday.
That's not a
looking at that
second
earlier.
Wednesday. Yeah.
So Do we need to change the date to whatever the second Wednesday actually is?
Yep, we do. I did saw that and it jumped right past me. So it would be the 13th, the
13th. Okay.
Wednesday before. So August
All right.
13th, 2025 at 6 p.m.
Yep.
Ms. Pai, will you make that note in our meeting notes that change about the time? All right. And there are some reminders for board members and save the dates. Please take a look at those. And that's it. I would like to call this meeting to adjourned.
Thank you.
7:21.
Nice meeting you,
7:21.
everybody.
All right.
The best, shortest meeting we've had in a while. So good job, everybody.
That's it. You guys are
Yeah.
rocking it.
Thank you, Kelly. Everyone have a good
Everybody.
night. Thank you so
Thanks, you
much for your
too.
time. Miss Black, reach out if you need anything from us. Most of us are here in town.
Same here.
Sounds good.
Thank
Bye, guys.
you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you. We made it. Bye.
Yes, bye.